Yeah, I had my Poirade and Dasani before we came live, and yeah, that's because we have a lot of NBA to talk about. Fans the world over woke up to the shock of their lives at the imminent trade deadline continued to force the hand of potential contenders. On Thursday at 1:05 a.m. Jamaica time, that's 2:05 in the rest of the Caribbean, it was announced that former league MVP and two-time finals MVP Kevin Durant had been traded to the Phoenix Suns from the Brooklyn Nets. KD, who is also a 13-time All-Star and a 4-time scoring champ, now joins an already stacked Phoenix team which went to the NBA Finals as recently as the 2021 season with Chris Paul and Kevin Booker spearheading their charge. Now, NBA expert Alistair Albert joins us. Alistair, you know, on Sunday when I saw the news that Kyrie Irving had been traded, the first thing I went to was what will happen to Kevin Durant. We know that he's requested a trade before, and I thought to myself, if the Nets could not find a suitable replacement, then the next option might be for him to leave. And so when I saw this news, it didn't come to me as a surprise. How did you receive it?
It was an absolute surprise. I actually got up very close to the time the trade happened. I was just up at that time, bathroom break or something, probably TMI, but it doesn't matter. I got up and I saw the alerts on my phone, and I freaked out. And I was like, you joking, this actually happened? Because when Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving was actually traded to the Dallas Mavericks, the game afterwards where Kevin Durant was actually on the bench, he was engaging with his teammates. He was there with Steph Curry, talking on the bench and everything, cheering his teammates on and everything. It kind of looked like he was at peace, like he was happy. He was kind of waiting to see how the dust would settle and getting ready to get back to this team and probably lead them. I actually thought he would stay with the team. So when that alert came up, I was absolutely flabbergasted. I was like, but then again, we knew these were one of the people who were really vying for his time on their roster. The Suns have a new owner now, Matt Ishbia. Pardon me if I got his name pronounced incorrectly. He just recently took over the team from Robert Sarver, and he's came in and he's just dropped the hammer straight away. He wants to kind of show that he means business. Robert Sarver has kind of been seen as notoriously cheap, and this new guy who's come in, he's a mortgage lending expert, a CEO of a big-time mortgage lending company in the U.S. And, he definitely mortgaged a little bit of his team to get Kevin Durant. But would it be worth the reward? I think so, because the Phoenix Suns are about to be re-energized, revitalized, and ready for a push for the championship this year.
Well, Alistair, you said you were flabbergasted, and you had to be, because just 24 hours ago, the Nets issued a statement that they had no intention of trading KD.
That is right, and that's why I thought he was going to say. I figured maybe he had some sort of conversation with Sean Marks and the owner, and be like, you know what, I'm going to stay here. We're going to do what we need to do. And I think Joe Tsai, the owner of the Brooklyn Nets, when Kevin Durant asked for that trade request during the summer, I think there was probably a discussion that probably went a little along the lines of, listen, you just signed your contract extension. There's so much that we had expected and anticipated from you being on this team. You need to kind of give me at least this year to see how things work. So, I thought he was absolutely going to stay. And, they put out that statement that they were not looking to trade him. He didn't think anything was going to come from it. But I think Joe Tsai has a little bit of PTSD. This season was a bit tough for him. And he probably just wanted to just move on, just start afresh. And, they got a good bit of a good haul for Kevin Durant coming back. So, good on them for at least getting something back for him.
Yeah, what does everything that has happened over the last 4 or 5 days, Alistair, say about the Brooklyn Nets franchise at this stage?
I think it's for the last 4 or 5 days. I think for the last 2 or 3 seasons, what has shown is this is this team in the flux, a team that is desperate, and a team that wants to win. They're going to try to do everything. They will bend every single rule for any franchise, star player who they want to try to win a championship with. And what they need to do, I think, moving forward is try to get that structure, culture, and discipline within the organization down pat. Because I don't think people are really, and players are probably going to look at their organization as an organization that is stable and does what it needs to do to win the championship. Of just this experiment we saw with 3 Hall of Fame level players just left the team basically. So over the last 4 or 5 days, it's just been turmoil, a bit of a whirlwind. But they've recovered, and hopefully they could kind of get some stability and stabilize themselves moving forward. With Cam Thomas, who's been playing outstanding basketball the last couple of days, kind of maybe build around him as a young piece and just kind of move forward from there, be competitive.
Yeah, the big threes are big done. Now, the Suns aren't the only talented aspirants from the Western Conference to shuffle the deck. The Los Angeles Lakers were involved in a 3-team trade which saw them reacquire their former second overall draft pick, D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley and Jared Vanderbilt, while dealing away former MVP Russell Westbrook. And there's a look at it. Los Angeles Lakers receive Russell Beasley and Vanderbilt. The Minnesota Timberwolves, they get Conley, Alexander Walker and a 2024 second-round pick swap via Washington to Memphis, a 2025 second-round pick via Utah and a 2026 second-round pick via Utah. I'm not sure what Minnesota is really getting there. And then you have Utah, Westbrook, Toscana Anderson, Damian Jones and a 2027 first-round pick via the Los Angeles Lakers. Who's getting the best of this deal, Alistair Albert?
Yeah, who won this trade? I actually think it was the Lakers, to be quite honest. They managed to revamp their team and kind of get themselves in a position where they can kind of, push for those last playoff spots with the last 20 to 30 games that are left within the season. Getting D'Angelo Russell is a guy who's used to playing a really high-level pick and roll with Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert coming from the Utah Jazz this season. So playing with LeBron, being able to play the pick and roll with LeBron, play the pick and roll with AD at the top of the perimeter with them. I think that just fits right within this game. What they're losing from a guy like Russell Westbrook is a little bit of erratic play here and there, but a guy who puts pressure on the rim, and that kind of collapses the zone onto him, when the defenses collapse on him, and then that kind of clogs up the lane for guys like Anthony Davis and LeBron James who might want to go in there and get rebounds, etc. D'Angelo Russell plays a lot more outside. Malik Beasley is a guy who's a shooter, averaging 37% three-point shooting. D'Angelo Russell, they actually got Mo Bamba from the Orlando Magic, who's also an excellent 39% shooter, who didn't play very much at Orlando, but again, just spreads the floor out for them. So everything that they've been talking about in terms of they need shooting, LeBron alluded to it, they need lasers. They now have those lasers, and let's see what Darvin Ham, first-year coach, could do with those lasers, and LeBron, being able to bring this team together as the leader, an all-time leading scorer. Let's see what you can do now, bro. This is your time.
Yeah, so we know that, LeBron made no bones about the fact that he would have loved to have Kyrie Irving in the Los Angeles Lakers setup. That did not happen. How much of a downgrade is what the Los Angeles Lakers have eventually got?
It's a downgrade in the sense that on paper and of course in terms of just star power, you're missing a guy who could put up 27 points, very easily and put a lot of pressure on the opposing defenses. Kyrie Irving is a remarkable basketball player, an awesome talent, someone who's played with LeBron James, won a championship with him. Maybe LeBron will be able to calm him down and kind of get him into better spots and, tell him to, be able to allow him to maybe pick his spots a lot better than he probably has before. And, I suppose, you're missing that. But you need a team. Basketball is a team sport. You don't need a lot of guys who are just going to hold on to the ball way deep into the shot clock and kind of just affect, the rest of the teammates around them. You now have a team now that I think is a little more fluid, a lot more outside shooting, a lot more drive and kicks can happen, a lot of pick and rolls, which is their preferred offense anyway. And I think, it's just a shame they probably don't have off season and a training camp to kind of get this gelling together. But I suppose during the All-Star break, whilst they have that little break, these guys will have to be going through a lot of offensive playbooks, trying to get themselves ready, and just get ready for the rest of the season because it's going to be a long slog. They need to resurrect and save this season in some sort of way, and hopefully these pieces will kind of put them in that position to move forward and extend their season, because right now it doesn't look really good.
Yeah, it doesn't look good at all, and I for one hope that the Los Angeles Lakers will be able to make it to the playoffs and have a deep run. Yeah, it's more of a hope than anything else.
The league is better with Los Angeles in the playoffs. They need to try to make it. So let's see what happens.
All right, we spoke of Kyrie earlier. He made his debut for the Dallas Mavericks on Wednesday.
Kyrie Irving making his Dallas Mavericks debut after being traded over from Brooklyn on Sunday. And in the first, Dwight Powell finds Kyrie. He knocks down the short jumper. Then Kyrie slips away from Ivica Zubac as Reggie Bullock finds him for three. 21-8 Dallas in front. Good ball movement for the Mavericks, and Kyrie pays Reggie Bullock back. He knocks down a three in the corner, and Tim Hardaway Jr. fakes the shot, kicks it out to Bullock, and he's more involved still. Bullock knocking down shot after shot. Off a Clippers miss. Jaden Hardy gets the board and goes coast to coast for the slam plus the foul. Nobody stopped ball here, and he just stuffed it home. Watch it one more time. Hoop and harm on that one. Beautiful little jam, and he made the free throw as well. Christian Wood hands it off to Kyrie Irving, and he hits the deep three here. Dallas looking good at this point. Paul George stopping on a dime and hitting the pull-up three for the Clippers. Then good ball movement, and Marcus Morris finds Terrence Mann, and he's got a three. 60-52 at the half. Dallas was in front. In the third quarter, Kyrie leading the break and knocking down a three-pointer as he stops on a dime and nails that shot. And Kawhi Leonard showing off his mid-range game as he works on Bullock and hits the shot. Then Kawhi, jumper in the paint. That one's good. He had 18 in the game. Dallas's lead down to three, 75-72. Kyrie Irving now driving in for the layup, hanging and hitting that tough shot, 83-78. Leonard now with the skip pass to Norm Powell, who goes with the little runner crossing the lane. And it's a 5-point game. Tim Hardaway Jr. inside for the layup in traffic. Then it's Kyrie driving and hitting the tough fadeaway off glass. Just an impossible shot from Kyrie Irving, who finished with 24 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds in his Mavericks debut as they get the win, 110-104.
Yeah, good win for the Mavericks. Alistair, what did you make of Kyrie's debut?
Outstanding. You know, the guy's an offensive dynamo. He's dynamic. You know, he creates so much, pressure and troubles for the opposing teams. And we saw it right there. You just look at some of those layups he was making towards the basket. You know, he's one of the best finishers at the rim for a small guy. And, he was just able to display that and everything. What kind of really surprised me about this whole thing was I was really skeptical about, how the rest of the teammates would be able to handle, the ball dominant guy being there. And of course, Luka did play this match last night. But they're so used to Luka having the ball in his hands anyway and going so deep into the shot clock. They should be used to playing with another guy who does the same thing. So I think this might actually work in favor for the Dallas Mavericks because the team and chemistry is so used to being with, catered to a guard who's very ball dominant since Luka has come into the league. It's now just left for these two guys, Luka and Kyrie, to just get that chemistry and learn to play off each other. The rest of the guys, I think they're just properly trained. They know how to deal with, ball dominant guards. So I actually think, I'm going to kind of reverse a lot of my thinking where I thought this might be a little bit of a mess for Dallas. I think that probably, if this continues to work as it has and just shown it this first night, that they could actually be very, very threatening to quite a lot of teams.
Yeah, I wish that debut was for the Los Angeles Lakers, but alas. Alistair Albert, thank you very much for joining us for another NBA segment. It's a pleasure as usual, and we'll talk again.
No problem, guys. See you soon.
Yeah, indeed. Frantic deadline trade day in the NBA, and after all of that, I think I need some Powerade to cool down. And we also have a WhatsApp question for you, though, before we go to the break, because we want to know what you think about Kevin Durant being traded to the Phoenix Suns. WhatsApp here, or voice note us via WhatsApp at 1-876-564-7661. That's 1-876-564-7661. Zone Update 2 at the track, still to come on the Sportsmax Zone. Stay with us.